back there. All right. All right, everyone, thanks for joining. Today's press conference is Texas A&M student athletes. As a courtesy to your fellow media members, please turn your cell phones off or mute them. Please provide your name and media affiliation before asking questions, and please specifically ask who, let the person know who you're asking. We have a microphone, so please make sure you're using that. And if you're joining on Zoom, please raise your hand function for questions. We are just going to open up straight for questions for the student athletes. Bo there has a mic.
Hi, Steve Miller from A&M Sports Network. Aisha, what was your reaction when you saw Texas A&M's name pop up on the bracket screen?
I was super excited because this is the first time I ever made it to the NCAA tournament, and I'm a senior, and it was a lot of excitement. I just didn't know what to say. I was shocked. It feels great.
Brent Wagner from the Lincoln Journal-Star. Aisha, what's it like watching that show when you're on the bubble? You're not exactly sure if you're going to get what's the emotions of watching that entire show?
Like I said, our name popped up in the fourth. They called our name really fast, and I was just sitting in my chair. I was just screaming all over the place and jumping. I was just full of emotions. It's just exciting to see how far we came. Like this season, we had some lows and ups and downs, and we just kept fighting, and this is where we are at right now. And it feels great.
Janiyah, you obviously had one of the better reactions of the selection show Sunday. How do you move forward from that and get ready to play a game against a team like Nebraska?
I think it's just, first, of course, it's just a blessing to be here, and I think it was really, really cool and fun just to be a part of that. And then, like Johnny was saying, it was all very, very genuine. We came in the next day or 2 days later. I think we had an off day. We came in and was ready to work. Johnny, after the selection show, honestly, we seen the coaches for a little bit and they left. They went to go scout it, and they came to us and told us that we have a really good chance to do this, and they believe in us. And I think that we're all really excited to be here. And honestly, all respect to Nebraska, all respect to everybody here, but we're ready to do what we need to do, which is win.
Aisha, playing South Carolina, like coaches, fans, people will say like playing a team like that will make you better. Do you believe any of that, or is that just what people say after you have a game like that?
I feel like that's what people will say, and I know what our team is capable of and what I am capable of. It wasn't new, and I just feel like we just stayed composed and played our game, and that's what we got to keep doing going into the game tomorrow as well against Nebraska.
Steve Miller, A&M Sports Network. Janiyah, India Rogers played a couple of years just down the road here at Oregon. When you guys knew you were coming here, what was her reaction, and what has she told you about playing in this part of the country?
Honestly, if you've seen the video that we posted on Texas A&M, she was on the side over here in like one of these. She was really, really excited. We landed in Eugene actually, and we drove over to here. I don't know. Corvallis. We drove over here. She's just excited herself. She's back in Pac-12 country, and I think she's excited to play and get back to her regular self because she's back on the court. But I'm excited for her to be back here, and hopefully she can do what she did when she was at Oregon for us.
Brandon Collins, Texas A&M Athletics. AC, what challenges does Nebraska present to y'all, and what will it take to play a great game tomorrow?
I think it's going to take a lot of mental focus for us, and they have a lot of shooters, and we have to be ready to contest every shot. Just stick to our defensive principles and do what we're told to do and follow the game plan and the scouting and stuff, doing our job. Like, it's going to take everybody. Not only one person can win this game. And, just getting stops and, offensively executing our offense and just, staying focused the whole game. Like, it's going to be a mental game for sure. So we just got to stay locked in and play our game and not get distracted.
Any more folks?
Steve Miller, A&M Sports Network. Janiyah, what's the biggest change for you as a player from last season to this season?
I would think for me, as a player, my role, I think last year I was a more freer person just because I was a freshman and just trying to, figure out what was really going on. I think this year I have more on my plate as the coaches give me, which is a blessing as well. But just to be a better leader, just to be a better example of what a good teammate should be, a good player should be, a good listener. You know what I'm saying? So it's just a lot of stuff that they told me about me mentally. Just learning from those types of things. But I've grown a lot, and I'm really happy for my coaching staff to give me those types of things to get better at and grow forward. So yeah, I've grown just being a better Janiah.
Okay. Any more questions? All right. Thanks for your time.
Thank you, guys.
Okay, Coach Taylor, we have Coach Taylor with Texas A&M. Again, please make sure your cell phones are muted. Coach, if you would, we're going to start with a quick statement, and then we'll open up for questions.
I'm excited to be here in Corvallis, obviously, in the tournament. Excited for our team. This is one of our goals for this year, and ready to get out and practice and just get going so we can face a really tough Nebraska team tomorrow. We're going to have our hands full. They shoot it. They have great post presence. Really, really good team, and have a great body of work, and just excited to get out there and perform tomorrow.
Okay, again, we'll open up to questions. Please make sure you're using the mic and state your name and affiliation before you ask a question.
Steve Miller, A&M Sports Network. Joni, India Rogers played nearby at Oregon for a couple of years. What's been her reaction to being selected to play here in Corvallis?
Well, I think, number one, Indy is really grateful to be back playing. She understands the impact she has on our team, and she worked extremely hard to get herself back on the court. So excited for her to be able to play, and then to make the tournament and then find out we're coming to Corvallis. I think she's got a ton of fans who are coming to support her. It's a gym she's familiar in, and I'm just excited for her to go out and play again.
Brent Wagner from the Lincoln Journal-Star. What's unique or a challenge about playing Nebraska, that matchup?
Well, I mean, they put 5 scorers on the floor. You look at their starters, and 4 out of 5 make the all-tournament team in some way, whether it's freshman of the year, first team, all-freshman team. Extremely talented. They play with great pace, and then they can also slow you down, pound it inside. They just have weapons all over the floor, and it makes it hard to double because they can hit you from 3. JC does a really good job of scoring off the bounce. She's a 3-level scorer, so they just stretch you defensively. And then offensively, they make it really hard as well. They, in my opinion, from the film that I've watched, they're as good defensively, as they are offensively, and I don't think they get enough credit for how good they are defensively.
Brandon Collins, Texas A&M Athletics. Y'all had one of the better reactions on Sunday for the selection show. How do you move forward emotionally to get ready for the biggest game of the season?
Right. Well, I was really excited about their reaction because I have been in that room a ton of times where when you're going, it's like, okay, we're in, what's next? And so to capture how they felt, how we all felt, was a really, really special thing. And we wanted them to have that moment. That's what Sunday was for. We also had Monday off. And so when we got to work on Tuesday, we were locked in and ready to go, which is something this team has done all year long. We try really hard to be neutral and not ride the wave of being too high or being too low. We've had some really high moments this year. We've had some really low moments this year, and we've remained pretty neutral throughout it all. And so I think this was par for course in terms of how we responded.
Year 2, obviously, last year won 9 games and now at 19. How does it feel to kind of feel validated in being in March Madness in year 2?
Well, I think for us, it's our own internal validation of we're taking the right steps. This is where we wanted to be in year 2 to get Texas A&M women's basketball back into the tournament. It was one of our key goals for the year, and we did that. So I think as a staff, as a program, all it does for us is confirm that we're moving in the right direction. Are we where we want to be? Absolutely not. But are we moving in the right direction? Sure. In terms of outside validation, we really try hard to drown out the noise and not worry about what other people think, say, or feel, because if they're not in our program every day, they have no bearing on what goes on.
Any more questions?
Steve Miller, A&M Sports Network. Joni, with Indy Rogers had her injury late in the season, how is your team different when she is healthy?
I'm going to quote Buzz Williams here. He texted me after the Mississippi State game in the SEC tournament, obviously saying congratulations, happy birthday, all the things. But I had been saying it, but not in the way he said it. And what he said to me was, with India back on the floor, it looks like everybody can sit back in their normal seat at the table. And I think that's what she does for us. There's a calm. There's okay, let me put down this extra load that I was carrying and just pick up my normal bag that I wear. And you can see that when she's on the floor, coming off the bench or starting, just knowing that she's available gives everybody a sense of calm, and it allows us to take our normal seats at the table.
Brandon Collins, Texas A&M Athletics. There was a photo taken of both the men's program and the women's program before both teams left on Wednesday, praying in a circle. What does that kind of mean to you to have the being synchronized with your men's program?
I've been fortunate to be at a lot of institutions where there's been incredible men coaches for leaders and incredible staff and young men as players. I've never been a part of something as special as we're a part of now with our men's program at Texas A&M, and that comes from the top down. That starts with Buzz. His young men are who they are because of him and how he leads them and directs them. There's cohesion, there's chemistry there, there's friendship. Our director of athletics culture came to me the day before and said, hey, both teams are practicing. Can we pray before we practice and leave? Absolutely. And so to have that moment, it wasn't something that I thought of. It was her, Ashley McCord, and Antonio McKenzie. They came together and came up with that idea. But to be able to do that and have both teams present and just be in that moment to thank God for where we've come and where we are and what we're going to do and how we're going to represent not only Texas A&M, but hopefully bring him glory in everything that we do. It was really, really special. And you don't see it a lot.
Okay. Anything else? Coach, thank you for your time.
Thank you.